Hi, my name is Robbie Besner, and I am an ambassador for the JPCF Cory Foundation. I'm also the science officer for Therasage and Theragoods. And this first session today, we're going to talk about understanding infrared frequencies and where they come from. Do you all know where infrared frequencies come from? Well, most people are fearful because the world is all about worrying about the, how harmful the sun rays may be. But in fact, infrared frequencies are a segment, and it's a healthy segment, of the sun energy. And it's very well misunderstood, but there are some products and devices that we're going to talk about a little later today that are actually harnessing these really beneficial frequencies and helping the body heal itself naturally. So, you know, we're so afraid, and actually we're here reporting today from South Florida, and in Florida in particular, people are very fearful about going in the sun without getting the proper sun lotions on to protect themselves from getting harmful vitamin B and UVB and UVA frequencies. And in fact, some of these lotions that you put on, they just block all of the sun rays from coming in. So what we're afraid to do is go out at all in the sun without putting our lotions on. And in fact, we need at least 15 to sometimes as much as 30 minutes of actual direct sunlight before we put these lotions on in order to stimulate the skin cells to produce the proper amounts of vitamin D to keep us healthy. So earlier today, we heard from another ambassador, Dr. Mitch, and today we're reporting from his facility, Total Health, in behalf of the Cory Foundation. And earlier, he was talking a little bit about the balances of hormones and the balances of various different enzymes. And vitamin D is a very important part of the story. So later on today, we're going to talk about some of these devices that actually help stimulate the natural production of vitamin D. But right now, we want to talk about infrared. What's so important about infrared? Well, infrared sunlight, or the segment of infrared sunlight, actually harmonizes with the water inside of our bodies. So there's a frequency in the rays that actually will stimulate the water inside of our body and energize it. And it's called bioresonance. It's a very interesting phenomena because that resonance is actually like a vibration. And the vibration stimulates energy in the body and in the cells, and it actually warms the cells up. So now think about that a little bit. The most vascular parts of our bodies are our organs and our muscle tissues. And those are where all the veins and arteries are around. When this infrared energy that comes into the body seamlessly through your skin, so underneath your skin there's a layer of fat, and that layer of fat is designed to be an insulator, and it protects the inside organs from extreme heat or extreme cold. So there's basically two kinds of heats out there. There's what's called convection heat, which is the heat that comes from like a hot rock sauna or a steam room or maybe an electric blanket or a heating pad. I don't know if any of you guys have ever used any of those. But those types of heat from the outside in. And they have to be elevated at a really high temperature in order for it to penetrate through that insulating layer of fat and then get eventually to warm up your muscles and warm up your organs. Well, what's different about infrared frequency, because it's a light frequency, it actually penetrates through that insulating layer of fat because it harmonizes with the water that's in the fat tissue. And so then it goes right through the skin, it goes right into your organs and right into your muscles, and it starts to warm them up. Now, you know what happens when you warm up a muscle or an organ that are very vascular? Those veins and arteries that are surrounding those tissues also get warmed up, and what happens is they start to dilate. Now, when a vein and an artery dilates, guess what happens? Your blood starts to flow a lot more evenly throughout the body and at a faster rate. That's what raises your metabolic rate. So infrared saunas, infrared heating pads, anything with infrared that comes from the sun will actually stimulate a higher metabolic function. So what's so important about that? Well, guess what? If you learn anything here at Total Health, it's that your blood carries all your nutrition and all of your healing properties. So if you can use infrared therapy in conjunction with IV therapy to move. IV is the best way to get nutrition and hormones and so forth into your bloodstream. And if you can use infrared in conjunction therapy in conjunction with IV therapy, now we're going to move more blood around at a faster rate. We get more exposure to your organs of all these vital nutritions and things that we're putting into our blood, all the healing properties. So infrared is a really amazing natural form of energy that helps the body heal, because basically if we can move more blood around, we bring more oxygen to the tissues, and then we set the pace for the whole healing environment. Another thing that infrared frequencies do that people don't understand is that that same bioresonance, that same vibration, actually starts to break loose all the toxins that are stored in these really horrible places, heavy metals. Infrared sauna is one of the best tools and natural tools to actually pull out heavy metals from the body. So you know, we're living in a very toxic environment, and we started doing research on infrared frequencies more than 15 years ago, before it became the big rage. Now infrared technology in terms of medical devices are considered one of the best and natural ways to help the body heal. But way back when, the only ways that infrared frequencies and devices were used was basically in sports medicine, when the doctors would get the players that were injured. It would help them heal faster. So sometimes they would inject them, sometimes they would give them other pain creams, and then they'd throw infrared heat on to help stimulate the body to actually heal at a faster rate than it would normally do. So infrared frequencies, which is a natural form of energy from the sun, actually is probably considered one of the most beneficial forms of natural sunlight that's available today. So how many here have had any opportunity to experience infrared frequency in their lives, maybe through sauna or something like that? Yeah, most of us, right? But even though, you know, we have tried it and we've used it, most of us don't really understand how great it is for us. So today, part of understanding in our teaching of today is to really get a better understanding of all the great healing opportunities and events that can occur with using infrared frequencies. So you can see them in healing pads, and a healing pad is a device, and we'll have a chance to look at it in a few minutes, that you can actually bring the infrared right to an area, an organ or a muscle or a tendon or a joint that might be hurting, again to stimulate more blood flow. More blood flow brings more oxygen and more blood flow brings the healing properties and nutrition to an area that needs that. And hence that catalyzes or expedites the healing process. Oxygen is a big key to it also. So, and then, of course, the other areas that we need to talk about is that whenever using infrared frequency, there is that detox component. And detoxing means that we're pulling out poisons, we're pulling out toxins. You know, we're living in a very, very, very strange time in the evolution of the planet. We've got bad air, we've got bad water, we have, you know, bad food because we have bad water, and we also have another event that's man-made, which is called electromagnetic fields, EMF. And later on today, we're going to talk about that a little bit also. But anything that plugs into a wall and anything that is battery operated is also generating a field that's creating a lot of havoc with the body. So today, in behalf, and I'm honored to be ambassador for the Joseph P. Cory Foundation, and we're here to report to understand a little bit more about using infrared technology, using devices that will help heal the body naturally, and help us be more youthful and do what we have intended to do or intended to be. Better parents, better community, better family members, live a very youthful and helpful life, and harness the natural energies to kind of return us back to the way God intended us to be, youthful and helpful, and just living purposeful and living symptom-free. So, thank you very much.